He's a little fella.
Yeah, he is.
She's in there washing his hands. 3 guys jump him. She calls my brother, yeah, I'm stuck out in this Utah. They robbed me, took all my money. I can't get back to St. Louis. So my brother sent him money.
Yeah.
Anyway, that girl that he was married to with them kids, her sister, she's from California too. Her younger sister, they're all in the bar, okay? They're in the bar, of course. And they're drinking, having a good time. Well, that sister, he farted and she sharted in her pants. And her sister said to her, she said, do you need to go to the bathroom? And the sister said, I'm all right. She goes,
Oh, no.
And she had white pants on.
Oh, no.
And she said, well, I think you need to go to the bathroom and check yourself. Because did you fart or did you? And then she goes, well, maybe you're right. And it did go. And as she got up and was walking away, and they were drinking daytime. So people could see it. She had a big old brown stain on her back, her white jeans, and oh my God.
She was drunk.
So when her got it cleaned up, she came back down and sat at the bar, and my brother
you didn't
said,
just go home and change?
I wasn't there. I'm just hearing the story. But she sat down next to my brother, and my brother said, you're sitting next to me. And he went down to the other end of the bar. Pretty soon he looked down and she's sitting by herself, and the barmaid, she said, honey, did you clean yourself up? You're so sick. Oh. Anyway, later on, the sad part of that story is that she couldn't stay off the drugs.
Yeah.
She couldn't stay off. That was the days before the meth, so I'm not sure.
Crack.
I'm not sure.
She's probably a crackhead.
No, they didn't have fentanyl back then either.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Yeah, I think it was crack. Back then it was crack.
Yeah.
Fentanyl didn't come out till a few years back.
Yeah.
But,
people don't die off of
now he married again. In fact, me and Cindy went out there one time. He invited me out to his house for a barbecue, just out of the blue.
Yeah.
I ain't talked to him in 10 years.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, what the hell? Then take Cindy out there to meet him, you know. And his other wife, and her name's Donna. Okay?
Yeah.
The wife before that, her name was Donna.
Well,
I was like, what the hell?
we also have an aunt named Donna that died.
Yeah, my sister.
That was his sister.
My sister.
Yeah.
And that was in 2001. And they was over there at the VFW with my mom. And her and her friend was singing karaoke. They love to sing karaoke.
Yeah.
And they were drinking, but they wasn't drunk. Okay, they had to drink a little bit. And my sister, she collapsed in the chair and said she had a, what do you call it? Brain aneurysm in her head.
Yeah.
And it exploded in her head, in her brain. So that was in 2001. That was the same year Brad. Remember Brad that lived in a trailer next to...
Yeah, that was the same year that he died? That he got killed? Yeah, he was in motorcycles. Tell his little story about him.
He's at the old trailer park, and Sarah and her best friend, Linda, and they lived next door.
Yeah.
And they would open the windows and talk to each other.
And Nick was Brad's son, and he was a little bit younger than me.
He committed suicide too.
He did?
Yep.
When?
About 8 years later.
Oh my gosh.
And they lived in Cape Town then. So Brad, though, he died. He was in a motorcycle gang.
I can't believe he
And he got in a fight with some guy, and they took him out in the woods and beat the crap out of him and killed him.
But do you think he owed him money or something, or he was telling him something?
The story I heard was that, see, when you're in a motorcycle club, you have what they call probates. Mm-hmm. You're not in the club yet.
Yeah.
You got to prove yourself.
Yeah.
So they had that clubhouse out there off of O.
Mm-hmm.
Out there by, kind of out there by the flea market where we used to go out there.
Yeah.
And there was some young kid in there.
Young kids, guys.
Well, he was probably 22 or something. And he thought he was a tough guy when he picked the fight with Brad. And Brad beat the shit out of him. And about a month later, here come the kid again at a party. Beat the shit out of him. Anyway, he chalked it, and Brad beat him up again. So he talked to the other club brothers and talked them into taking him out in the middle of the field somewhere, telling them they were going to another party. And they took him out in the field out here off W. And they shot him and killed him, and and it was 2001 New Year's
I remember
Eve.
going to the
So they didn't
funeral, but I
find
don't
him.
remember that happening. I don't remember the whole story because I was
They
young.
didn't find him for probably 3 or 4 days, and when they found him, it was real cold, so he froze. He got shot anyway when he froze. Anyway, they caught the guy who did it, and then he went to prison. The thing is, I helped Brad build that bike he had, and I had a lot of my parts on it that I was lending him. Well, I never did get the bike back because his son Nick was supposed to get that bike. That was them guys kept it.
Oh my gosh.
And then a few years later,
That's bullshit.
he killed himself. He lived in Cape Town with his mom.
Yeah.
You remember that girl he was
I
dating?
don't remember his relationships because I didn't talk to him after.
That girl he was dating, she was like real tall and skinny, and she busted all the windows out of his trailer.
Oh,
And then he went over to her house and broke the windows out of her truck.
This is
and then
Brad's girlfriend or Nick's
Yeah.
girlfriend? Brad's girlfriend.
Brad's girlfriend
Yeah.
broke
They lived
all
in a
the
trailer
windows out
park.
of his trailer. Every one
Oh
of them.
gosh.
He wasn't home, he was at work. So he went over there, I told him, dude, don't do anything. He put a concrete block through her windshield. Then they totally broke up and he had nothing to do with her. Well, one time he was at a bar drinking by himself. And she had some friends of hers come in there and they coaxed him into a fight or whatever, one of them. And they took him outside anyway, and 2 of them jumped him. And they stomped on his wrist, broke both of his wrists. So he couldn't work. He lost his job.
Yeah,
Couldn't work.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, broke both of his wrists. I said, dude, when are you gonna quit messing with these crazy ass women? You can't, you know.
Yeah, this bars.
In fact, I was out at that clubhouse. We were working on his bike in the. See, that used to be an old VFW. So the place where they used to play bingo, that's where they worked on the bike. There was a big room, you know. All right, I'm gonna look at the fire here in a minute. See where we're